Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson. And in this lesson we're beginning a new section called Tenants and Domains. And we did see some basic examples about tenants and domains in previous videos, but now we're going to go a bit more in depth about it. So in the first video, I want to show you guys how we can assign different network elements to a different domain. So if I go ahead and open my network hierarchy, I can see that currently all of my networks, they belong to the default domain. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add. I'm going to call this Client 2, and I'm going to click on here in order to create a new group. And I'm going to assign it to the test domain I created previously in the earlier videos. I'm going to give it this IP range here. So now we have client 2 and client 1, but both of them have the same IP range. So how does Curator knows to differentiate between them is because of the domain definition, right? Because we assigned test domain here, and because this one is default domain, Curator knows to make a difference between the IP ranges of the default domain and the IP ranges of the test domain. So how that works is if I go to my domain management, I see that I have a domain created here that is called test domain, and it is assigned to the EP1, the event processor that I created in previous videos. So because I have that domain, when I go to network hierarchy, I can set Curator to say that it's only going to look for that IP range only in the test domain events. So every event that comes from my event processor 1, which to it I assign the test domain, it's going to look for that range, right? And assign to that range the name of client 2. And if the events were coming from my console, which is a default domain, it's going to go ahead and assign them the name of my local network. So you can have any amount of groups and names with the same IP ranges, so long as they have a different domain. Because again, each domain is ideally going to receive events from a different appliance, a different collector or processor, and that way Curator knows how to limit the scope only to those appliances. And that way we can also differentiate between clients. So let's say if we have 10 different clients, we're going to assign 10 different domains, right? One to each client. And we're going to see 10 lines here, and each domain is going to have its own event collector, right? Because each client is gotta have a different event collector or processor. And then we can go back here and we'll be able to create different networks for all of our 10 clients, even if client 5 and client 7, for example, they are using the same network ranges but for different purposes. We'll be able to specify the same range for both of the clients, and it's going to work because each of them belong to a different domain, right? So again, with every video, I'm going to link useful resources to read about that in the lecture. And in the next videos, I'm going to go into some more details about the tenants and the domains themselves. So I will see you guys in the next one.